Today, on Crazy Power Projects, I play musical master cylinders. I've got 3 master cylinders that are not for the KIA that I'm hoping may work with the KIA, and one of the old KIA master cylinders, see if I can find one that'll match, and a caliper for size checks. So let's see how this goes. Let's see if I can set this up so you can see stuff. Okay. Might be able to see everything. Let's move everything to the other side. I don't know why I said it set up over there. Because of that being difficult. So can we see? We can see. Hello. What's bad, he'll leave all this in. Ready for surgery. There's a fly on the mic. I'm wondering if that's making any sounds. All the buzzing sounds are just the fly. And this is this is the old one. Pulling it out. Take this off a little bit. And I'm going to try to get measurements off of this to see if I can get any of these to go. Make a mess first. Get this cleaned up so I can measure stuff a little easier. I forgot I have stuff shoved in this one, so I can't measure depth on this one. So that's a problem, but I can measure everything else. Okay, we are at 27 centimeters. So we'll go 71 millimeters. I think that's a little closer. 71 millimeters looks right. I had a more exact caliper I was using in the house. This one I'm using my cheap one. And this is the GM one, which they welded into the bag. So the GM one is my favorite one. Common, a little heavier. It's definitely not got a deep enough weld though, so that's going to be a problem. And it is a whole lot wider than that, so whole lot wider. About 6 millimeters wider, I think. This one's at 76, 5 centimeters wider. And that's not going to work. So the GM one, which was my favorite one because the tank's going to be the easiest, it would be the easiest to stick in there. Of course, it's not going to fit. Now let's try the Honda one, I think, next. Have to find, there we go. Find the lid. This one's going to be more difficult unless maybe I get lucky and I can swap tanks. Because this has, I don't know, maybe I can modify that and change how that works. Probably not. Just do an adapter. Oh, this isn't the Honda one. This is the Hyundai one. This is actually the one that I got. Should be the right one for changing this out to. Yeah, that's 71. So the bolt holes are 71. Let's see about this. That's 40. And it's a whole lot bigger than that. That was 30. Which the inner one, no, that's 35. That's 30 and that, no, that's 30. Well, they're close. A lot closer than I thought they were, because that's 30. That is about 31. And that is about 30 3/4. So they're close. But this outer one is going to change the depth. So let's see how much. About half the cylinder. So that's not ideal. It's also got 4 ports on it, so I was going to have to bypass and block it. Not ideal. Now I've got the Honda Civic one. This one is the one that, other than having the weird thing on top, actually read out to be the same, but I don't think they measured that right. Because that is wider. That's considerably wider. Oh yeah. This has the same problem as the GM one. It is not deep enough. So, the conclusion is I have no master cylinder that's going to match up. Closest is going to be the Hyundai one, and I've also come to the conclusion that they're not very good at giving dimensions on the descriptions of these things. I think what they gave was the inside dimensions, and those were all the same. This outside is not. That was that one that didn't work. This was that one. That's the one that came close. Let's see if the interior is still the same. They do seem to be. And depth. It's nowhere near as deep. Which, maybe okay. I don't know. Actually, I think it's probably about the depth of how I have a spacer in there. Yep, it's about the depth of the spacer. So this is a maybe. But none of them match exactly right. Which is disappointing. And tells me the measurements I'm finding on these things are garbage. Since that's done, let's perform surgery on this one. I'm going to remove the capture ring. A pair of ring pliers. I say this. It's as simple as simple. In 20 languages. Yeah, that was easy. Let's see if I can get you out. I know what I need. I don't know where it's at. There we go. Let's try not to beat stuff off. Nope, of course not. It's bigger than a 30mm. I knew it probably would be because it was at 31, but it worked. It still got it loose. So, pull this out, and just a tube. Just a tube. Oh, it's got an inner piston too. Well, that's interesting. I don't know how I'll get that out. But that side is actually not failed on the other one. Oh man, these seals are awful. The back one's not so bad, but this is just awful flimsy. And it has, I don't know if you can see that, the seal has channels. Let's see if I can get that other one out. How do you get the inner one out is the question. Oh, I bet you the screw releases it. Also kind of explains why I had to push it so deep to get it to start working on the front one. Let's pull this out and watch it come shooting out of there. Or I'll just strip the screw. Tension off of it, and then the screw will come out, or it won't. I need no screwdriver. Alright, just push and pull. Push and pull. Push that in. Let's see if I can screw it back out. I'm getting it to do. And strip. Universal screwdriver. If I can get the bite on it. Wow, I just sheared the screw off completely. Very good metal. Won't hold a screwdriver bit, won't hold up to being crushed. Quality part, I'm telling you. Maybe if I crush the washer too. Time for a different pair of pliers. Well, it's flimsy screw. Impossible screw.
Did you strength yet another one?
It's just impossibly thin. It will not hold. I didn't put it in. This is just a lock screw for the inner piston. I pushed it in, and this screw is just the softest, worst metal ever. So you can't back it out. I think it's intentionally made so you don't try to rebuild it. Most awful looking thing though. I don't understand why they have channels in this. It looks like it's missing an O-ring there. I think there should be an O-ring there. It does not fit in there right. Well, that don't tell me a whole lot other than these are difficult to rebuild. And that's not going back in there. So, after doing some studying and looking at these, I think this is going to be my choice. I'm going to have to derive some plugs for this because these are just press caps. And this has fittings on both sides. This I think will actually match up with my vehicle. These are big. I'm going to have to make some plugs that'll actually hold pressure, unlike the clean out plugs that are in there. So I got to come up with that. I'm going to have to do spacers to cover this overlap because this is the right side, but this is too big. But that actually works out because this isn't as deep. But with that gap change, that makes it about the same depth as the other one. So this is going to be my next try. The others I'm going to return. Well, the GM one, we have a Sunfire that it might fit. So we're going to double check that because the Sunfire we have is a weird spec. So it may actually be an S10 part for the brakes instead of being the one that was standard for that because it has the, well, it's not the S10's four-cylinder engine, but it is. It's the front-wheel drive car version of it. And some of the stuff didn't quite match up in that car because it's at my place, so I have a talent. I have a knack for attracting cars that don't match what's supposed to be in there. So that's going to be it for this one. Next one will be me modifying this and hopefully getting in the Kia and having brakes again. Hopefully. Wish me luck. So like, share, subscribe, and have a good one.